Alright, this is really truly the full package on this. This has been a long-term build. That is totally not entirely my fault. First and foremost is for a 2009 Porsche Cayenne Turbo S. Obviously, by the reflection of myself in this mirror-like finish, it is a full blackout interior, so everything was disassembled, the chrome has been removed, and everything is now a gloss black. The lens itself has been upgraded to a clear lens. Obviously, we have a halo ring mounted there. That is an RGB halo ring. And up in the high beam location, we also have another RGB halo ring. And something else peculiar, we'll get back to that in a second. As for that little side marker bulb, is the Morimoto 2-stroke. So we're gonna have a nice white LED light. As for the fog lights, same deal here. They have actually been painted, same gloss black, as well as a RGB halo mounted inside of them. The reflector bowl was still left chrome because we're going to have an LED bulb installed in those. Again, I will show that in a minute. Now to quick and easy showcase the features that we all have known to come and love, the Bluetooth capability of RGB components. So we are running the Morimoto 3-channel Bluetooth controller. Just for funsies, let's start changing some things so you get the idea that, oh my goodness, it does in fact change. Look, now we have an RGB. Hooray! And look at that, we can also do themes, so they are really bright. And of course, we also have a driving white mode. As you can see, very bright, looks really pretty, and it also reflects really nicely off of all of that interior black. So I'm a big fan of this setup. All of these halo products are switchback. They blink with the turn signal, which even if the halos are off and you're just driving along, they'll still blink with the turn signal. So always gonna have a really impressive turn signal. Let's talk about what you've never seen before on this build. And that happens to be right here in this high beam location. That is a laser. Like sharks with frickin' laser beams attached to their heads. These things aren't even sold in America yet, so I had to find out the manufacturer of them, set up directly an account with them over in China. What a surprise, of course, everything comes from China. And ordered in a pair of those bad boys to come out here. The little front lip of it used to be a blue, and then I painted that black. Then I built an acrylic little shroud thing that trimmed it out, because of course we're fitting a square peg into a round hole. But it came out beautiful, and it looks like it belongs there, and that's the idea. Now that laser is a high beam only. So this is an HID setup, factory from Porsche, so it's a 35-watt system. Was originally a D1S, and now it's been upgraded to a D2S, powered by the OEM ballast. So this is a bi-xenon assembly for a low beam and high beam, and this is purely a high beam. What used to be a little halogen bulb, again, now it's a laser, and that thing is flippin' bright. And inside the shop, you're gonna see it's like a little pencil point, but it shoots out forever. And so those are mounted extremely accurately. Okay, going over all of the lighting bulb selection components one at a time. First, we're going to start with the fog lights. We are using the Xtreme LED Pro from XenonDepot, and the reason for that is because these are available in a pure yellow. This 2700 Kelvin is what they're rated at, but they are of course yellow. These are pre-clocked already. As you can see, I labeled them clocked for left, clocked for right, and so you have to fan out these little bad boys. These are the heat sinks. Not a huge fan of this style LED bulb. However, it does allow us to have an extremely bright yellow LED output in this reflector housing, so it's going to be very effective. Ta-da! We have yellow. That is what it looks like. It's very bright and very yellow, and here it is on the wall. It's got some semblance of a flat spot right there, so we do have a hot spot. It is going to fire down the road. They will be able to be aimed. This amount of glare is why you're not supposed to do LED bulbs. However, again, for a fog light, it's whatever. But overall, that's exactly what the customer wants, so that is what he's going to get, and it's going to be super awesome, and I'm excited for that because I love learning new stuff and trying out new products. So drivers go in here, bulbs go in here. I have the instructions opened and circled to fan out that, and then this box will be shipped, and this will be able to be wrapped up with bubble wrap and shipped separately. Safety first. Let's talk about the backs of these housings real quickly. Everything is still completely sealed up. We have two RGB wires that come out of the back of this capsule right here, and it is sealed, so there's no water penetration going to happen, and this is for the two halos that are in here. But everything else is internalized for ease of installation and hookup for the installer here. However, for demonstration purposes, I'm going to open up the housings. That way I can directly power the components with my benchtop power supply. Now, when this guy first reached out to me, I thought he was crazy what he kept talking about, because he wanted yellow headlight. Yellow like Euro racing HID system, and I still wanted to retain this factory system system because I really didn't want to have to put any wires outside of the housing since I wasn't going to be doing the install. So what I ended up using was this D1S to D2S adapter, and then right now I'm just running it off of a ballast externally so you can at least see what yellow headlights look like. So again, just to be clear, this is not part of the package. Instead of the OEM 35 watt ballast, we're running an external Morimoto 35 watt ballast just to fire them on. Let's put that up on the wall. So we've got the factory HI beam cutoff pattern that you would expect in a factory HID system, which isn't terrible. It's not fantastic, but it's not terrible. So believe it or not, yellow color spectrum is what our eyes are most sensitive to from an evolutionary standpoint, because that's the color of the light output of the sun. So he'll actually be able to see really, really good at night. You can also see that this yellow light output lights up this radioactive symbol really nicely, and it makes it a really cool color. That was exactly what he requested. And for the record, this is not to be confused with a biohazard logo. This is a radioactive logo. I may be guilty of saying them interchangeably terms. However, radioactive, not biohazard. Got it? Good. Now here's this light lit up. Porsche guys are gonna yell at me because I don't know what it's called. It's got some like 3 or 4 letter abbreviation or something. I don't care what it's called. The whole point is that lights up. It's now an LED and it's bright. Ta-da! Okay, we're done with that light. And now for our grand finale, the moment we've all been waiting for, the laser output. As you can see, it's super, super bright. See that? That dot on the wall? That doesn't really seem that impressive, but if I was to take, say, like the HB LED or even an HID pattern and go over it, you'd be surprised to notice that there's still a white dot on the wall, even when there's other light that's crossing over it. That's because that thing's insanely bright, and it goes all the way down the street. You see the shadows that it casts there? And I got it to fit in there, and I got it to look good. Ta-da! This is my creation. I'm so proud of it. And that concludes my demonstration of all of the components of this amazing Porsche Cayenne headlight build. The reason I loved this job so much is it was so multifaceted. Not only did I get to do a paint job, not only did I get to do a lens swap with lens etching, not only did I get to do RGB halos, but I got to experiment with several new products. Every single bulb got to be replaced. A 2-stroke, duh, I've done those tons of times, that's not too exciting. But I've never done straight yellow headlights before. I've never converted a D1S bulb over to a D2S bulb. I've never used that LED bulb that was yellow that I used in the fog light. And I've certainly never used a laser beam as a high beam before, and that is just bad. What an incredibly fun product to play around with that I literally just haven't seen anyone work with before. So pricing and product information for this beautiful creation is going to be in the video description. If you found yourself in a position where you are looking for an exotic, complicated, convoluted, detail-oriented, and high skill level requiring headlight build, just keep me in mind. Shoot me an email at 13@ByThirteen.com and I'll see what I can do as far as getting you into the build queue. Thank you so much for watching. This is 13 with Superior Mobile by 13. See ya!